This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everybody. This is Richard Eskow for the Zero Hour, and this is a special message for Juneteenth, which has just become a national holiday. You know, I say a lot on the program and in my writing that the people who control this country politically, economically, in terms of criminal justice in a million ways, are far too quick sometimes to off, particularly when Democrats are in power, to offer symbolic reform rather than concrete reform. So you might expect me to say that making Juneteenth a national holiday is nice, but it's not substantive reform. I would say it is, though. I would say it's a very important shift for our country. It's a very important step forward for reasons that might not seem obvious. Now, first of all, I should preface anything I say about Juneteenth by stating the self evident fact that the holiday is not about me, it's not about my ancestors, it's not about my people in that sense, but it is about the meaning of freedom, which is the fundamental thing this country needs to understand so that we stop oppressing other people and taking away their freedom. What fascinates, first of all, let me explain the shirt, okay? The shirt is, I got this shirt, it was given to me, I think exactly 40 years ago, 39 or 40 years ago, when I would argue that very few people in the North, and especially white people, but even not every black person, knew what Juneteenth was. And I was living in the San Francisco Bay Area, I was a guitar player, and I had a friend who did Afro Caribbean music, and he was working with a bunch of kids in Richmond, in the lower income section of Richmond, and he was teaching them percussion and that kind of thing. And he wanted me to come in and play electric guitar with them. So I had to kind of figure out what a guitar does in a percussion situation like this, and basically learned something to do something like what musicians do. The Puerto Rican music I've heard, for example, montunos, you know, repeating melodic lines or whatever. Very simple. Just basically treat the guitar like a percussion instrument. What does that have to do with Juneteenth? Well, there was a Juneteenth parade, I think in Oakland, and these kids wanted to go and march, but they wanted the guitar too. So we rigged up a thing with a portable amplifier being pulled on a wagon while I walked along in front of it, you know, connected to it by a wire and playing my part on the guitar. And we all had fun. It was a great day. It was a beautiful day. There was lots of great food and all of that. It ended up in a park. And they gave me this shirt, this Juneteenth shirt. And just to, you know, as far as I understand, it's a black woman, and she's symbolically rooted in the earth with a flag around her. She has broken her chains. Obviously, the date 1865, and she is a symbol of life because um, her fingers are sprouting branches, and the branches have leaves on them. But if you look closely, the leaves are actually free black men and women. So she's the spirit of liberty, I guess. I can't really angle it down too much. I'm going to go online and see if someone can tell me. She seems to be standing on a map of the United States that's green, but the slave states are in black. I'll have to get that confirmed though. So they gave me this shirt and I loved it, and it reminded me of this holiday that not too many people had heard of. Gradually, word got out about it, and especially I think in 1980, Texas made it a state holiday, and then other states started following suit. Word got out all across the country with Black Lives Matter. Also, it became a part of the renewal of the understanding that black people are still not yet free in the country. And the other thing I love about Juneteenth is its position kind of in space time. because Juneteenth celebrates the time that enslaved persons in, I believe, the western part of Texas learned that they were free when the northern troops came there and explained that they had been freed. Now that took place on kind of a space-time curve because the Emancipation Proclamation had already happened some time ago. The Civil War had ended some 2 months before, and yet they became free when they knew they were free. And that, to me, is the beauty of Juneteenth, that freedom is a combination of struggle and consciousness. And while this is a black holiday, it is also a statement of responsibility and obligation for white America to make full restitution and reparations for the harm that was done, but it is also a message to all of us that freedom is a combination of struggle and victory together with awareness, consciousness, and time. So happy Juneteenth, everybody.